when our archdiocese was founded, our first bishop was Bishop Joseph Cretin, who was from the Diocese of Belley in France.
Yeah, okay.
And one of the interesting things was that another priest of that diocese is now known as the Curé of Ars. It's Saint John Vianney. And so it wasn't surprising that years later, when the diocese petitioned, the archdiocese actually petitioned for heavenly patrons, they asked for St. Paul, which was a no-brainer.
Right, right.
But they also asked for a secondary patron for us of Saint John Vianney, that holy priest from Bishop Cretin's diocese. And I understand you have an artifact that ties goes all the way back to Saint John Vianney.
Yeah, there's actually, being a priest, I have a very fondness and great devotion to John Vianney. So there's a number of items in the collection that are connected to John Vianney, but none more significant than what we have here. So as you and I both know, Archbishop, very well, that when you're ordained, one of the promises you make is to be faithful to the divine office. And so this is one of the Liturgy of Hours copies for that Saint John Vianney had. This is his own. And so it was actually, back in the day in France at his time, there's actually 8 volumes of this. And this is actually, so Liturgy of the Hours for the Diocese of Lyon, which is what Belley would have been under.
Before.
Yep, and so then his signature is there, knowing that's his book. So this is a copy of his Liturgy of Hours, so he prayed with us.
How precious, Father. I'm a little bit embarrassed that I use my phone most of the time to pray the Liturgy of the Hours, and here he had this beautiful book that is, what a wonderful connection for our archdiocese, and this will be one of the
This will be on display. There'll be a number of things associated with St. John Vianney on display as well, because it's not only papal artifacts, it's also a number of saints' artifacts as well. Not relics per se, but artifacts, things that they wrote or things that they used and something like that. Larger things like this. Although it's a relic, but we consider it's bigger than even a relic.
How significant for us. Thank you very much.